Ready to take on a leadership role at your workplace? With an online master's in organizational leadership from Gonzaga University, you'll become a leader who inspires, builds teams, and affects positive change. Visit gonzaga.edu/lead.
Blog Talk Radio.
Caution, the tea is hot. Blow it off first, okay? Dishing tea with Big Meech.
Hello, hello, hello. It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comfort together because it's time to dish the tea. And you're dishing darlings with Big Meech.
Can't wait. Time to dish tea with Big Meech. Time to dish tea with Big Meech. Time to dish tea with Big Meech. Time to dish tea with Big Meech.
Darling. Maggie Lee's Community Center offers a unique array of programs designed to improve the lifestyle and well-being of the community. Located at 7700 Puritan Avenue in Detroit, Maggie Lee's Community Center specializes in child care and latchkey services, as well as senior citizen activities and block club functions. For more information about Maggie Lee's Community Center, call 313-737-9042. Maggie Lee's Community Center, giving the people a chance to show how much they have to contribute. Pharaoh's Treasure Box. Fine art, unique jewelry, and sensational 3D silk floral arrangements. Creations by Taps. For all of your decorative needs, contact Pharaoh's Treasure Box at 248-688-5178 or 5179. Again, that's 248-688-5178 or 5179. Or you can email at Pharaoh's Treasure Box at yahoo.com. That's Pharaoh's Treasure Box, PHAROAHS Treasure Box at yahoo.com. To see the collection or to purchase, go to www.buysellcommunity.com/store/Pharaoh's Box. Again, that's www.buysellcommunity.com/store/Pharaoh's Box, and that's PHAROAHZ Box. Pharaoh's Treasure Box of Detroit, Michigan. Fine art, unique jewelry, and sensational 3D silk floral arrangements.
Need you to hold on, cruising down this highway.
so you give my all to you. I might fight down, bow on the altar, you. The shed is Jericho, I come off and talk to you. Seem like every girl say she love me not. I got flower in my palm, say she love me not. Got bros in my ear saying, watch who you wife, dog. And she don't love you, she just wants you for the life, dog. I wouldn't get it if I got it to give. Love and happiness will reach, hard to grab it and live. Wearing feelings on my sleeve, too tall just to rest. I'm feeling late to feel this pain for a platinum flash. I never thought that I would find somebody like you in my life. Listen to these words from my mouth. Oh, my heart has been so high, yeah. It's so true. I know that's changing, yeah. Changing,
And all right. Hello out there in Blog Talk Radio land here in the glorious United States and across the globe, honey. I know you have all of your crumpets because it's another glorious Wednesday, my tea sippers, as you know what time it is, honey. So I know you got your crumpets because, darling, it's time to dish tea, and you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat. Hey, babies, what's going on? What's going on? Ciao. The last 7 days have been relatively interesting for me. As you guys know, I'm still basking off of being able to get down to Big Boy Pride, and I'm still peeling because I'm healing from the damn sunburn that I had. A child, I'm telling you, I'm burned. Okay? It's not so much as the color, because I like the color. Okay? I was told I look like a Werther's original, piece of caramel candy. I was like, oh, I like that. At the same time, though, I'm peeling. Child, yes, all of my shoulders, my back, right up under my arms. I'm peeling some of the piece of everywhere, child. Whatever wasn't covered by my bathing suit or by the water is where I am peeling. So it's really something. So we're getting all that together and things so that we can prepare. Because the next time I get down there, honey, I told you my new best friends or the new words in my vocabulary are aloe vera and SPF 30+. Okay. Child, I don't care. I was trying to be cute, not to put nothing on my body and carrying on to get in the pool, because you've seen that. You know when you get into a pool, you're supposed to shower, at least wash off. That's why they have the shower units there, the little pool shower, so that you can wash your body off. Number one, to get acclimated to the water. If you come in wet, then the coldness won't bother you so much. And then number two is also a lot of us, we're used to lotioning down and carrying on when you come out the shower. And it's to wash off all of that so that when you get in the water, you won't have that film. And if ever you're in the pool, if ever you start to see that film on the top, and it's time to clean it out, that's because everybody got all those oils and stuff in there, and it gets into the skin, and then you got dead skin coming off. That's why the pool gets all gunky. So I'm calling myself going to be smart, old brilliant, honey, and not shea butter down or whatever, because I'm going to get in the pool. Now, it's chlorine and everything, but I'm saying, no, let me do the right thing. Ha! Okay. Mm-hmm. Next time a bitch is putting on everything, child, I don't care. Okay? Because I burned something hideous. But it's okay, honey. It was a lesson learned and all of that. So that's where we are with that. I'm gagging with and tickling myself sometimes because it's funny. But at the same time, my darlings, honey, today is going to be a very, very, very special show because I'm going to introduce to y'all a group that is absolutely everything, honey. These children coming up in here are going to be, the founder of the group is coming in to talk to us about this. So it's going to be just a fun-filled show. So if you have questions, comments, or concerns and want to join in on the conversation, please feel free to call in at 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. Press the number 1 just one time. It lets me know you got something to say. And at the appropriate time, I will bring you in, okay? Let me do this, and I didn't open up the tea room yet, so... And that's because if you tune in and was right at the beginning of the show, y'all know I got this great big old pause. I found out one of the reasons why I'm having problems, and that's because my internet speed is not fast enough over here. And I call myself getting, Xfinity is in this area, but I don't have Xfinity here. So I changed over, and we're going to get UVerse, right? Well, the UVerse is not offered in my area, so they say. I'm like, okay, that doesn't make sense, but okay. So they said, well, no, you get the high-speed internet, honey, and it'll work. And I told them what my plans are for using it, and come to find out it doesn't. And I'm pissed. So some of the stuff that I'm going through is because the speed of the internet over here is not conducive for all of my needs. So if we get glitches and carrying on, that's why, and that's part of the reason, on top of everything else, that's going on. So I'm going to ask for your forgiveness now because, I'm just finding this out, and it is really, 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 really ticking me off. But nonetheless, we're going to get through it anyway because, like I say, one way, shape, style, form, or fashion, what we do over here is going to what? Move forward. Thank you so much. Tea room is open, so if you want to join us in the tea room, you're more than welcome to do so. Please, if you don't have an account or a profile page, just go set one up. It's free of charge at Blog Talk Radio Network. And just like with anything else on all of your social medias, honey, just set up a page, and that way you could come in and interact with those of us who are in the tea room. Otherwise, you'll just have a guest and a number by it. You won't be able to interact, but you will be able to read what's going on, okay? And let me say this, that the tea room is open, but please dish your tea over there responsibly, We are in this age that is so funny because the educational system here sucks across the country. At the same time that it sucks, it's going through these particular changes. And, everything now requires us to read everything. But we're into a new language that I like to call or coin as textonics. We talk in 140 characters now, and we misspelled words and respelled words and this, that, and the other. And the art of communication is lost. So oftentimes you would think that you are neck rolling and this, that, and the other, and that may not be the case. Because we don't understand how folks are talking or don't hear them, we think someone's trying to come out of a bag. So dish your tea over here responsibly for me, please, and we will go from there. Because if I come in and find that you are cutting up, I am going to cut you out. Yes, I am. Okay. Having said all that, yes, let me put my disclaimer here that Dishing Tea with Big Meech is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters that you hear on this program are not intended for children or anyone who is not responsible enough to handle the situation at hand. So your listening discretion is advised. I will repeat. Dishing Tea with Big Meech is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters that you hear on this program are not intended for children or anyone who is not mature and or responsible enough to handle the situation at hand. So your listening discretion is advised. Now, many of you already know I have a potty mouth. I make no excuses for it, honey. We're 45 years young. I've earned the right, the old-fashioned way, to every 3, 4, 5, 17, 52, 196 letter and or syllable word that comes out of my mouth. So, honey, just be ready, because I don't know what bag I'm coming out of. Just know I'm coming out of one, okay? Ha-ha! Okay? Yes, we got studio audience over here. Curtis is here. Hey, baby. Hi, darling. What's going on? I live. Okay? So, yes. So, having said all that, again, please govern yourselves accordingly, honey. If you're at work, now is the time for you to turn your volumes down to a respectful level and or put your headphones on. Oh, okay. If you got kids, Honey, y'all know y'all got 3, 4, 5 different flat screens in the house. Honey, take them to the other part of the room, because now is the time to let them watch Dora or SpongeBob or Bert and Ernie and Snuffleupagus and all those children, or Barney or somebody, because now it's time for the grown and sexy to become the seasoned and sophisticated. How about that? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. Now, having said all that, let me see. I got two special announcements. Where one is ongoing until the show, and y'all know that raffle tickets are on sale, honey. We got 2 weeks before the raffle. 2 weeks from today, on May 6th, live here on the program, we will be pulling the ticket of the first place winner who's going to win $200. So if you got your raffle tickets, please encourage others to get it. $1 can win you $200. So you get your dollar back plus $199 in your pocket. Cash money, okay, yes. So if you want tickets, please go to www.dishingtea.com. That's dishingtea.com for all of your information about how you can obtain your tickets. If you are here in Atlanta or if you're in Detroit, you can get tickets from one of the representatives, myself, or Pharaoh's Treasure Box, 5 More Artists Detroit, or one of our representatives that are here. If you are not in one of those two areas to get a hard ticket, we do have available where you can get a virtual ticket. That's right. You can sit up there and make a donation. And say, for instance, you want 20 tickets. All right. If you send us $20 via the PayPal account, and that information is at the website, we will put your name in 20 times. It's the equivalent to buying 20 tickets, baby. Okay? So if you do that, we'll make sure you get in, because the drawing is in 2 weeks, May 6th, 2015, right here on the show. We will be calling the winner of the first prize. We have 3 prizes. The first prize is $200 cash. The second prize is a piece of artwork from Pharaoh's Treasure Box. And the third place prize is a mystery gift. Now, I got a feeling, I think I know what the mystery gift is. I keep telling y'all, the producers won't tell me what the mystery gift is because they know I'm going to tell y'all. It's not like I can't hold water. Not like I can't hold water, because I can, but, you know, when you say mystery gift, everybody's like, okay, what is it? What is it? What is it? Well, honey, you only spending $1. And mind you, we're taking all of it because, see, we got to sit up there and pay for the postage and handling and this, that, and that to get it to you. So, actually, you get your dollar back plus whatever the value of the gift is, okay? So it's a mystery gift that's the third place. So we got the first place is $200 cash. Second place prize is a piece of artwork donated from Pharaoh's Treasure Box. And the third place is a mystery gift. So $1 can win you one of those particular prizes. But the winner of the $200 cash prize, we will call you live on the air. And I decided to do that because if I called everybody, you know, everybody going to want to say, did I win the $200? And there would be a whole disappointment if you didn't win the cash and carrying on. So I'm going to let you the winner of the cash, the first place prize, is the one we're going to call on the air. So, again, go to www.dishingtea.com for more information on how you can get your raffle tickets and or any of the No Time for the Pain merchandise and memorabilia, because as you all know that the play is opening here in Atlanta in October 23rd, 24th, and 30th. We have 4 shows lined up for you, and this is our fundraiser so that we can make sure it happens, okay? So, again, www.dishingtea.com. We got T-shirts and coffee mugs and artwork for your perusal and your liking with our logo on it. T-shirts are ranging from sizes small to 4X, and if you need a size that's larger than 4X, we do accommodate that, but it's a $10 extra charge, okay? Everything is $20 for a single side, and for single-sided printed, we do have double-sided printed shirts, and the double-sided printed shirts are $35, okay? So, again, go to dishingtea.com for more information on that. Second announcement that we have coming up, if you're in the Atlanta area and you are a house head like I am, baby, May 17th at Piedmont Park, baby. We got Indigenous House 5, baby. Y'all better come on because, see, I'm going to be out there with the show. You get to come be on the show with me. We're going to do a live broadcasting from there, and all of my house heads are going to be there in attendance. Baby, I got to do my stretches because I think I got a couple of grand kicks on there. I feel like Jackie Washington. Okay, ha, bitch. Okay? I feel like Jackie Washington had to throw a couple of high kicks up in here and let the bastards know. Oh. Baby. Wait, Reggie who? Reggie who?
Reggie. You remember Reggie?
Not Reggie Combs.
I think so.
Not Dancing with Michi Reggie.
Yeah. He died 2 weeks ago.
Bitch, quit playing.
I'm so sorry. I thought you knew. Not the one to be in the club there.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He's gone. I got his picture somewhere.
Oh, Lord.
I'm so sorry, Mitch. I thought you knew.
No, I didn't.
Really?
Oh, I didn't know. Reggie did No Time for the Pain with us. We did a snippet last year at 5 More Artists, and he did a clip of it for us, so we would as a teaser. Ooh, baby, that's okay. It's all good. It's all good. It's all okay. You like that? Okay. Oh God. I wasn't ready, and yes. Okay. Do you see what kind of show we got today? Oh, we're gonna send that out. Okay, we're gonna send it out to my baby, Reggie. I did not know. Then I found out another Unity from Unity Fellowship Church. His name was Chaz Crowder. He gone. I just saw the obituary just a few hours ago. He died on the 8th.
Oh my God. You know, you be talking to
So, darling, yeah, it's going to be one of those shows. So, you know what? I'm going to hold this up in memory of those children, and hey, it's going to be like that. So, okay, let's pump it up, baby, pump it up, because we just got that. But what we're going to do is, like I said, May 17th here in Atlanta is going to be Indigenous House 5. At Piedmont Park, we're going to be at the Pavilion again. You know, the big area over there in the park, honey, where all the grills and carrying on. So bring your shit, child, because we finna go to do all this the way that we do. Oh, cute. And we're gonna make it happen, okay? So all you house heads and carrying on, this is for those of us, honey, who go all the way back. Shout
out to John Dennis and Ron Pullman.
That's right. Say that, okay? My babies, John Dennis, Ron Pullman, they're putting this on. And special guest for those of you who know house music. Our special guest is going to be the one and only house legend herself, Miss Adiva, will be there.
You got to show me.
Ow! Just a little. So, yeah, that's going to be that. So come on out if you're going to be in the Atlanta area May 17th at Piedmont Park for Indigenous House 5. Honey, I will be there, and y'all know I'll be there, child, because, honey, a girl got to sit up there and do her thing. Ha! So, having said all that, let me regroup. And then when we come back from here, I'm going to introduce you to someone, and baby, I'm telling you, after listening to the music, child, I have just found a newfound respect, and we have sound that's coming back that's going to be absolutely fabulous. So when we come back, honey, our call today's show, prepare to sound the trumpets for the seal breakers. How about that? Okay, so when we come back, we'll be talking with the seal breakers in just a few moments. So let me collect myself and come on back. So I'll see you in just a few moments.
Trigg Laboratories manufactures premium sexual wellness and consumer healthcare products and is the parent company of Wet International Incorporated, one of the world's best-selling lines of personal lubricants and intimacy products. We carry a large variety of personal and flavored lubricants, flavored heating massage lotions, and aromatherapy heating massage oils. Whether you need a little or a lot, Wet has you covered. Our line of high-quality, innovative, and unique products are formulated using only the finest ingredients at our FDA-approved facility, meeting the strictest manufacturing standards. Wet is available worldwide at specialty stores and online retailers and at pharmacies nationwide. For more information or to find a retailer near you, log on to www.stayswetlonger.com. Trigg Laboratories. We create fun, quality, trusted products to innovate your intimacy.
Choosing art and custom framing is a personal experience, and at Eric's I've Been Framed, our consultants work closely with you to bring your vision to life, leaving you with more than a picture. We create showpieces and heirlooms for your family to enjoy for generations. Come and experience our creativity for yourself. Eric's I've Been Framed is located at 16527 Livernois Avenue in Detroit, Michigan. For more information, call 313-861-9263. Vidal, Couture, Echam, Vidal, Couture. Enjoy high fashion with luxurious twist. Step into the future with fresh, innovative couture. Design by Miss Michi DeVale. Michi DeVale. For more information, contact Michi at 313-996-9807. 313-996-9807. Or go to Facebook and go to facebook.com/Michi DeVale. That's MICHIEEDEVALE. Michi DeVale. Echam Vidal Couture. Okay, and we are back. All right, my darlings, usually I would play some music right about here before we come back out of the commercial break, but I want to save this because I want you guys to really hear it, okay? My next guest, honey, comes to us, and they are Brooklyn natives, child, and I'm telling you, when we get into this music, darling, it is really going to set your soul on fire because what has happened is this young man here has set up and he has done what a lot of people would consider to be the impossible. You know, we tend to turn our backs on our youth and carrying on these days, but this young man has decided to do something revolutionary, and that is he has taken a lot of youth up under his wing. He taught them how to be musical and how to take instrumentation and work for it and make it work for them. And then out of that came something absolutely fantastic. This group is absotively decadent with its rich flavors and soulful sounds that captivate and titillate your senses. The fusion of hip-hop, soul, gospel, and jazz is what makes these youngsters a complete delight and a necessity in today's music scene. So get ready to be introduced to a new groove that is stepping onto the scene and making a statement, baby. It's been taught that when a seal is broken, one must be ready for the consequences that comes with it. Well, the music industry is going to be shaken up because the seal breakers are here to make their presence known and to start a movement that will sweep the world. So I know you have all of your crumpets ready to be dunking in your tea right now. So without any further ado, let me welcome the Seal Breakers. This is the founder, Mr. Williams. Hello there, darling. How are ya?
Hey, Meech, how you doing, man? I'm just sitting here listening to you, thinking like, oh my God, how do you follow that up? I said I'm going to take Meech with us everywhere we go, so he can do that introduction.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll be a hype man, baby. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. I'll grab a mic in a minute, honey. Now.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for those words, man. I appreciate it. I really do.
Well, you know what? It's easy to do because after listening to what you guys have offered, I know you're early still in getting your EP together. But in the selections that I have, child, I'm sitting up here, I was like, wow. And I'll be very honest with you because I'm coming in. I work the third shift in carrying on. So I'm at the hotel. I'm like, oh, my God, I got this interview today, and I'm not at 100%. I'm like, okay, I got to hear this music because I really haven't had time to get intimate with it. Baby, when I came up in here and really got into the music, darling, I'm sitting up here, I'm like, wait a minute. This cat done came up in here and did something. See, you know, I have to applaud you because after reading your background and how you have decided to become just the teacher and wanting to infuse music and carrying on to these youngsters who a lot of folks may say are wayward or may have lost their way or whatever the case is, you have taken something that we have taken out of the schools and have made this a platform to where you're showing folks that through the arts and through musical expression that this is something that's really cool and it can actually happen. So I got to tip my hat to you, my wig, my everything, because a lot of folks don't do that, you know.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I thought it was really important, though, so, you know, I just felt led to do it, man, you know, inspired.
Okay, well then let's talk about that. Let's go there and make this happen. Tell me your start. Let everybody know who you are and a little bit of your background. Let's start with the basics first. We got to introduce.
I'm Craig Williams, the founder of the group, the Seal Breakers, principal producer and musical director of the Seal Breakers. My beginning, like many black entertainers, has started in the church. I'm a PK, son of a preacher, and the musical experiences in church are like very vast for us. You know, you play drums and some keyboard and some bass, and you know, you learn how to play a lot of different instruments.
Oh, great. No, his call dropped. That's all right. He's going to call back in just a minute. Y'all know how technology does us. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to go here. Let me introduce you to this. I don't want to play that one. I want to introduce that one. Wait a minute. Where is it? I just had it. There we go. Let me play this one. And come on. Damn it. Ooh, I tell y'all children, honey, bear with me, honey. Every time I try to have a plan B and a C, honey, everything want to act a fool. What is happening? Okay, there we go. Come on. Listen to this, and you will well, shit. Give me a half a second, child. Anyway. You can't do nothing but laugh, child, because this is live. Okay. Yes. And we're going to just take a listen. Okay, did you love that? Did you love that? That there is one of their pieces, honey. This is called When I See the Blood, featuring Kenny Carr. Okay? Now, we're still having technical difficulties. They're still trying to call back into the show. And I got them on the other line. So what I got to do, let me take a commercial break here so that we can get everything set up. Wait a minute. No, they're not back in yet. Okay, we're trying to make sure that they get back in because apparently they're traveling and they keep losing the signal because they have been in and out of here 3 times before we even brought them on the air. So let me go. I'm going to take another commercial break here so that we can get them in. And then when I come back, we're going to make this happen, okay? So as a matter of fact, what I would do, let me do this. I'll just play another song here that's not one of theirs. Usually I spotlight all of my artists, but let me do here. And I'm a do this, and then we'll be right back. What just happened? Oh, child. Okay, I got dead air. What the hell is going on? I'm telling y'all today, this here is getting on my nerves for real. For real. That's what I thought. Shit. Okay, I still got you on the air. Now I got to talk through this thing because this damn thing done lost the signal. And so now I got to reboot the entire system. Ain't this nothing? I'm trying to tell you guys the truth. Sometimes, look at this. In any event, honey, let me do this. I will pull up the dossier on these children. I will read this to you. Get the hell up out of here. This thing, it won't work, children. It won't work. Okay? I just have to say that. All right. Well, in the meantime, like I said, these kids here, honey, this here is just absolutely fantabulous with what Mr. Man is doing. And as soon as I pull up, where is the thing now? His information. But anyway, they hail from Brooklyn. Okay, for those of you who know, anything about the NYC, honey. Brooklyn, honey, and not just Brooklyn, but Bed-Stuy, honey. Bedford-Stuyvesant, Bed-Stuy, do or die, honey. Ha ha! You gotta love it. And Mr. Williams here, what he has done was he decided that it was time for him to take up his calling and make this happen for some students. So he got together and found a lot of the kids that were in the area, or those who a lot of folks were trying to throw away, and just did not give an opportunity to. He saw that through his musical instrumentation and things and his love for music, he used that as a vehicle to introduce these kids to empowerment. Okay? So with that, he has allowed for them to come in. He taught them how to play the instruments and all different kinds of trumpets and trombones and saxophones and this, that, and the other. And in learning how to do that, they end up forming a band, okay? And they were traveling. They were sitting down there entertaining folks and showing their creativity and being able to talk to the masses through musical communication, and musical interpretation. And, of course, because at the time they were known as the Eagles Brass Band, they had to come up with a new name because of the popular group from the 70s, the Eagles and things. And, they didn't want to get into any trouble with that. So there was a spiritual epiphany that came over. And with this epiphany came the new name, okay? And once I get him back, I'm not going to tell you that part. I want him to tell you that because I want to get his expression and reaction on that. And we're going to do all that. I do not believe this is happening right now like this. Oh, damn it. And I'm trying to reboot the system. It's not letting me back in, y'all. But because I have you on the air with the phone, and there we go. I'm back in. Thank you. Oh, Lord. Okay, now, let me go here and do what I was trying to do in the beginning so that I can find out what's going on with their line. Let's do this here.
Security. think we'll all agree now. We'll all agree. Let's not fight it. Let's not fight it. Let's not fight it. Hey, because this temple, this temple, this temple, this temple. I think it's not too late to stop.
All right, and we are back. Child, I had to take this little intermission and get this shit together because, as you know, dealing with technology, darlings, that's all I can say, okay? However, we're going to get back into this, and we are back on the line. Come on now, Mr. Williams, talk to me.
Hey, man, I'm here.
All right. Now, let's get back into this because I want the folks to really understand who you are. You were saying that, as with most African-American musicians, we start off in the church and go from there.
That was my, my real introduction to music, church music. And then I got an interest in hip-hop and R&B as those things began to really start becoming like the dominant musical forms of my generation. Mm-hmm. And so I started to do those productions and writings and stuff like that. Had an opportunity to work with Christopher Williams on the New Jack City soundtrack, which was like my first professional thing. And then from there I went on to work with with Notorious B.I.G. I co-wrote and produced the song "You Can't Stop the Rain" for him and Shaquille O'Neal. And work with some other artists, man. God bless me to work with. But after Big got killed, I was really just disillusioned about the music industry, and I just wanted to just step away from it. So I did for a while, and then I wanted to, when I wanted to get back into it, I wanted to get back into it from the teaching aspect of it and trying to share with the next generation. And so I was seeing how the music programs and things like that were taken out of the inner city schools in my area and stuff like that. So I was like, man, something needs to happen because I'm noticing that the kids are, they struggle more with their academics. And I was making the connection between that and their lack of musical training. And I was reading different things, and it was saying that kids who have certain musical aptitudes they do better with academics. Exactly. And so I wanted to start a program that would do that. So started doing that, and I'm noticing that the guys are actually doing better. I've focused on young black men. So it was, they started to do better, and, they started getting really good on their instruments. And a lot of them went on to higher education. I got some boys that went to Bennett, some boys that went to Howard, and they all went on musical scholarships.
Oh, wow.
And so that was really a blessing. So what happened was that some of them expressed interest in like being on the recording side of music, and they came to me, and I didn't know that they were as good because they were sort of starting to do some of this stuff on their own without really telling me. Like they was like I was so hard on them that they wanted to be good by the time they really approached me about it. So they came to me and were like, "Yo, we've been writing rhymes and we've been singing and we've been doing some stuff." So when they started playing me some of the stuff that they were doing, because these kids now, they have these computers and some of these things, and they're able to do some of this stuff on their own at home. So I'm listening and I'm like, man, this stuff is really good. So when the Barclay Center was built, I said, man, we need to do a song for the Barclay Center about, a song about Brooklyn. Let's do an anthem. Like, let's just let that be like our foray into recorded music. You know what I mean? That could be cool. So we did it, and I had no idea that it was going to take off the way it did. But then the Barclay Center got hold of it. They started playing it. WBLS, Skip Dillard, program director for BLS, got hold to it. He started playing it. And so it started us. So we like, well, now we need to record a whole project. And that's when we started working on the EP, Life as We Know It.
Oh, well, dig that.
Yeah.
Dig that. Now, you know what? Now, because you went there, I was holding off on playing that song until we talked a little bit more. But we done already teased the kids. So let me go ahead on and let me give them this right now. This is Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, black and white uniting for Brooklyn. Brooklyn.
I never start anything without first of all saying God is everything. If it wasn't for God, I never ever would have made it.
Let me tell you where I'm from, that side, where they say you gotta do or die. Brown chill and it's still never run and never will. Don't try to ever take my pride. It ain't been easy, but I wouldn't trade it 'cause that's how I made it. Anybody wanna know who the real is? And I gotta shout and speak, hey, to the soul of say, be safe. Brooklyn, for you represent, oh,
All right. And we okay for Brooklyn, honey. Let me hear you say. How? Okay.
Oh.
Okay. And it's got a little swing to it. It got a little beat to it and carrying on. You know, and see, this here. It's timeless. I really believe this is timeless. This is family reunion. You know, around the barbecue and carrying on like you got in the video.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody sitting there having barbecue hot dogs and shit. You know, you sit up here doing the thing. You got a little pat your foot here and there. You know, you got your old school flavor where you can sit down there. What you know about that with that little finger pop? Ha! You know? Yes, baby. This track is fabulous. So. All right, so this was when the group and your proteges has come and said, okay, listen, this is what we can do. So now, what was your fortitude to say, let's go and let's make a move? Because see, I'm looking at a picture of you, so you and I look like we're in the same age bracket. So dealing with those who are now younger enough to be our children. What was that dynamic for you to now you say you want to teach them and you want to be a mentor and this, that? What was all that for you?
Yeah, I thought it was important to be able to do that. A lot of times people from, my generation of hip-hop and R&B, which was primarily like the 90s, was like, our golden era. Sometimes we talk about the golden era of hip-hop and R&B with Mary and Big and, what Bad Boy was doing or what Death Row was doing on the West Coast, but not really, be able to see and appreciate what the young people are doing now or try to get into what they're doing now. And so my challenge was to listen to them, open my mind, not, to be a teacher and a student. And to see what they're into. I had to get used to hearing, some of the stuff that they listen to. But when I did, I was like, okay, yeah, I can see the connections. I still hear some of the influences and stuff like that. So, I wanted to do that because somebody gave me a chance one day. You know what I mean? What Christopher Williams did with me with that Dreaming song, he didn't have to do that. I was 16 years old, had never recorded anything before in my life. But I got an opportunity to write for him, and instead of him saying he'll take it and use it and he'll do it, he said, man, I like the way you sound on it. And he told Cassandra Mills, who at the time was the president of Giant Records,
sure was.
She came into the studio, and she said to Cassandra, I like what he did. I want to keep it. So Cassandra was like, if you like it, I love it. She was like, I like it. And she looked around the room at all the execs that were there. She was like, what y'all think? They was like, it's hot. So somebody gave me a chance. So I wanted to make sure that I gave somebody a chance to fulfill their dreams as well.
Okay, cool, Beans. I'm sorry, we over here in the recording in the studio over here, and when you said Cassandra Mills, I had to do a shout out because my big sister, Miss Stephanie Mills, that's her sister-in-law. Well,
that's right.
They were, and all that. And Stephanie was very instrumental with Christopher, and his career. So just to have all these ties right here, just to go back to my big sister, I'm sitting over here talking to the children about that, and that there is too cool. Okay, it's too cool.
Yeah.
So now that you are able to say, all right, somebody gave me a chance, and, that there is what started you to understanding and cutting your chops and getting into the business, what is it that you want to make sure that you let these folks know about the business of show?
That that the word business is longer than the word music, and music business.
Wait a minute. Wait.
You better know that business.
Okay. Did you just want me to know that the word business is longer than the word music, both literally and figuratively speaking? Come on now.
You have to know it, and it's a blessing when you can have people who are versed in it and can help you. And the thing is, sometimes I run into young people. Believe me, it was a weeding process. A lot of people come to me over the years and have tried to get me to produce records for them because they know my history, but I never, would do it. And some of it was because I just felt like they weren't ready. Like I was trying to find somebody who I felt like, oh, nah, they really want it. They really want to learn. They really want to be students of the game, not just, they don't just want the celebrity. Like, they really want to be, you know, have long-lasting careers. Because the music industry doesn't really build these artists these days for long-lasting careers. When you were on a break, you were playing something by, who was that, The Emotions or something like that?
No,
like
that was
HTC. Yeah, that music is timeless, though. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that music is timeless. It's going to be around forever. And why be an artist if you're not trying to be like a timeless artist? You know, you want to make music that's going to be around, but the music industry sort of, you know, uses these artists now. They're sort of transient, and it's really about who produced the track now more than who the artists are.
More than the artists.
So,
now, you know what? You better go right there with me with that. No, okay. Because, see, all right, I'm starting to stammer. So I'm going to get rid of I got to slow my brain down because I'm stammering. Let's go here. Because you just said something about not prepared for wanting the long haul. How is it that you are able to shape these kids in order for them to understand that? Because there's one thing about being hungry for it and want to be in it, but there are some folks who just feel as though just let me make music, you know, and then they get duped because all they want to do is just stand in front of a microphone and show you that I can sing and I can riff and run like the Clark Sisters and carrying on. As long as I got these riffs, I'm good. Okay, and that ain't singing. That's a musical style. Okay,
exactly.
How is it that you're able to spot talent and understand those who are saying that, okay, teach me, I'm a sponge, I want to learn everything about this, versus those who just say, oh, I just want to go in the studio, honey, I wrote this, and sooner or later I just want to write my own songs, I want to produce my own tracks, and like Miss Thing from Coming to America. Okay, well, you know, I want to write my own songs, I want to produce my own songs, and then eventually we're going to, you know, have my own record label, you know. How do you spot that and able to weed that out?
You know, some people Meeks, they just have that spark. They have something in them. You know, sometimes it's hard to put your finger on, and it's just like they have like a light in their sound. Like when I first met Paula Shanice, who's singing on the Brooklyn record, a friend of mine told me about her. He called me one morning on a Saturday morning. It was so early, I was like, man, this guy's got to be crazy calling me on a Saturday. Who's calling me? I get on the phone, it's him. He says, yo, I got this singer that you got to hear. I'm like, who is it? He said, they everybody's like talking about her. You got to, I said, man, because I really haven't been impressed with a lot of the young singers that I've been hearing because all they do is riff and run, right? So she was on the phone. I said, well, let me hear her sing. She said, she said, well, I don't have, what should I do? I don't have no track. I said, I don't need all that. Sing Happy Birthday. I could tell if you could sing because I just want to hear your tone. And I think she started singing something by Kim Burrell. She started singing, Holy Ghost, fall down on me. And her tone is what really caught me. And I said, wow, I like her sound. See, some people just have like that special something extra. And with all my young people that I started working with, I don't start them with the music. I'm like Mr. Miyagi and the Karate Kid. I have them doing stuff that they think is totally unrelated to what they think, okay, this is what I want to do. So before I did anything with all my guys and with all the people who I work with, I'm like, let's do some history first. This is Kinda Blue by Miles Davis, 1959, John Coltrane, Cannonball Adderley. I'm starting them like that before they even touch anything. Like, you need to know your history first because there's nothing new under the sun. Everything that we doing has come from somewhere else or some other kind of influence, and you need to know where those influences connect. So that's the thing that's missing with a lot of the young artists. They just want to come in and just start recording, and that Motown piece of development is sort of missing, where you have people like Berry Gordy really shaping artists for a long haul. And that's all I really want to do, just bring some of that back, you know, where these kids can really have like a career, a real career, you know, 8 albums deep, 10 albums deep. Yeah.
Okay, now let me go here because here's the other piece to that, and that is going into this and understanding that this is a job versus a hobby. You got your church singers, and I'm just going to sing for the Lord. They can sing every Sunday morning, or whatever. But when it comes down to that studio, and I'm a victim of this because, in fact, I have not been in the studio since this time. This is when I lived in New York. I have a whole new appreciation for these children. Because, baby, the producer, I wrote a little track, right? I'm writing a little lyric to a little track. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm writing a song, We go up in here. He said, okay, sing the song. I want you to sing it. And he wanted to hear what I had first, right? I'm like, okay, let's do it. I'm up in here, I'm doing my thing, da, bam, socket, ha, right. I'm rocking and I'm rolling, and this fool say, I need more. And I said, okay, more. So I took a deep breath, let it out, with the rocking and rolling, right? Ah, ba-ba, da-da-da-da-da, dee-dee-dee-dee. I need more. And then I started to get upset. The fuck you mean you want more? More what? Okay, you just said you want more. Okay, I'm not finna curly cue. This ain't requiring all these curly cues or whatever. I don't know what you mean by more. Then it got to, it was a dance track, and I had too many words. So he was like, well, no, you got too much here. We need to cut this and cut this. And I felt offended. You teared up my shit, But in that process, I started to learn what it takes to be in the studio. We were in there for like 3 hours. Okay. That was
wow. Okay.
Right. So it's like, oh, my God. So that was my experience. So now you being on the producing end and getting these folks who come up in here who don't know shit from Shinola and coming up in there thinking they could just spit shine this. And no, baby, you need to toothbrush this. You got to get on your hands and knees, honey, and toothbrush this and get in them corners. How do you mark that? What is that in you to teach that?
I knowing that it's a matter of just education. It's still about education. It's still about showing them examples so that they don't think that it's all just riffing and running, and that tone and space is a beautiful thing, and not to feel the need to fill every space, but become comfortable with give some and hold some and building and let the song come to a crescendo and So those are all the things that you really learn, and it's recording is different from just singing freestyle, in church, it's like anything goes a lot of times, but sometimes in recording, then that takes a certain type of polish and a certain kind of approach to it, and it's a matter of them learning. If they want to learn, now I've come in contact with some people who they're like Allen Iverson, impossible to coach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to tell them, and they trying to tell you. No, this is how so and so does it. I'm like, you ain't them. Number one, you're not Kim Burrell. You're not Karen Clark. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hello.
You none of those people. So. Let's do it like this, and it's going to be good. So, it's a matter of finding those people who are willing to learn, though, Meech. That's what it really all comes down to. And too often, the younger generation, they don't like to learn, man. But,
Right. Yeah, they want everything handed to them and give it to them and think that because, they could smile and this, that, and the other, or, using their wares and their body parts because they figure they could jiggle here, shake that a little bit, that's going to tease you, and you're going to forget and look the other way about this. No, baby, you hit that note wrong. We got to punch this in. No, no, we got to go punch that in, okay, because I want you to hit this. Now, go back, no, just start right here. We ain't going to do the whole song. Just go right here and hit this note. We're going to punch it in. Okay, but I need a running start. Can I just start here? No, I want you to hit this note because every time you run, bitch, you sit up there and do this curly cue because that's what your feeling
that
is.
tone get worse.
Okay.
You got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go here because I love the name, the Seal Breakers. And when I first heard this name, the first thing that came up, or what hit my mind, is the whole 7 deadly sins, and the whole seals of the apocalypse. And once they're broken, that's in Revelation, baby. And then when I found out that you had an epiphany from a Revelation scripture, I said, well, then I'm right on point. Give us what that is for you.
We were playing, as you said before. I think you were doing some intro stuff on the group, and you were talking about the fact that our name was the Eagle Brass Band, and we couldn't use that name when we were getting ready to record. So we needed a name, but I hadn't told anybody that we were going to have to change the name. I had just, I'd sort of just been in prayer and meditation about it on my own. It's asking God, like, man, we need this name, but it has to be something that's, it has to be something that's good. It has to be something that really means something and is powerful. And so we went to play one night at a program in the Bronx, and Jamal Bryant was the keynote speaker. Jamal Bryant from Baltimore, Maryland, who's a preacher, activist. He's doing a lot of things right now around this police brutality and stuff like that. And so he heard us play. He's a frat brother of mine, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. So after the program was over, he had them to have me to have a conversation with him. So I went up. He was like, man, we're going to stay in touch. So I didn't think that we were going to be in touch, really that quick. I'm like, maybe in the future or something, but He hit me, man, like 2 days later, early in the morning, again, 8 o'clock in the morning, he calls me. He said, man, what you going to do about the name? I had never discussed that I needed to change the name with him. He said, what you going to do about the name? I said, man, I don't know, but I've been thinking about it. I've been in prayer. He said, man, you on my mind. I've been thinking about the group. Y'all been in my mind since I saw y'all. He said, God gave me the name of the group for y'all. And I was like, what is it? He said, you ready? I said, yeah. He said, you sitting down? I said, I'm sitting down. He said, the name of the group is the Seal Breakers. And when he said the name, before I even caught the scriptural reference, it was one of them things like when you hear something, like when you hear truth, you know truth when you hear it. It gives you that. With me, I get like goosebumps or something. I get a feeling, a sense. I'll be like, yeah, that's it. He's like, Revelation chapter 8. And then when I went to Revelation chapter 8 and started to read, and it talk about at the sound of the trumpet, the seals are broken. And so I was like, oh, man, this is it. That's it. And so that's the name that we've been rolling with ever since. And every time I would tell people that's the name of the group, they would be like, woo, man, I love that name. Like, where did that come from? I was like, all right, thank God, that's the right name.
Right. Now, like I said, when it hit me, I went straight to the movie, The 7 Deadly Sins, and I just saw the seals breaking. And right when this is supposed to be the start of the apocalypse and the coming of the second king, all that. And that's what hit me. But then also, as we break the seals on everything, honey, it also represents its freshness. See?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? When you sit down there,
John
you got vacuum
I
seals.
saw a new heaven and a new earth. So he's talking about at the sound of the breaking of the seal, at the sound of the trumpet, the seals are broken, and then that breaking of the seals is what ushers in the new world. And
that's
so
right.
that's what we're trying to do musically. We're trying to bring in a new world through our music. Yeah.
All right. Then let me go here. In understanding that, what do you feel is missing in the music industry that the Seal Breakers are going to either envelop, develop, or conceptualize in their musical expression?
Our desire is to wed those influences of the past with modern music now, to try to create, some new music. A lot of the music now that's out there, it's not empowering the way the way Franklin Beverly and Mays music was, or Earth, Wind and Fire music was. It doesn't talk about love anymore. It doesn't talk enough about having fun. It's pervasive violence and all of this different stuff that's in the music now. Or you don't really get the love stuff. You get something that's like a little more crass. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not really music that you can really listen to like as a family. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't trust some of the music now with your young. You like turn that off. Oh my God, you're not supposed to be listening to that. So we wanted to try to do some music that people can listen to, and like, hey, yeah, my kid can listen to this, or an adult can listen to this, or just make good music. That's what we want to do. We want to have I love to hear. Like when Paula did that in the studio on Brooklyn, when she starts to scat with our trombone player, David Hawkins, I'm like, yeah, this is like Sarah Vaughan. This is like Nancy Wilson. This is like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and she was like, what should I do right there? I was like, go with David. He's doing a trombone solo like scat with him. She's like, scat? You mean like jazz? I was like, exactly like jazz. She was like, but this is like a hip-hop thing. I was like, it's going to work. Trust me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we want to bring some of that. When you hear that, someone who can appreciate music and your musical background can listen to it and say, man, these kids done some homework. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They got a little something on the cap to even reference something like that. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Okay, I got somebody who got a question. Wait a minute.
Okay,
hold on. Wait a minute, where'd you go? Here you go. 248-915, 248-915. Come on up in here, baby.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, what's going on, sweetie?
I'm sitting here and I'm listening. I'm actually in the studio and I was listening to your music. First off, big shout out and thanks for being true to style, history, and relevance. I was a vocal recorder myself, and I understand the business side and the fun side. A lot of new people come into the studio, and they think that, I'm in the studio. This is so wonderful. I'm somebody now. Until they figure out the work it takes to get a polished product.
Right.
How are these kids responding to that side? I see you, Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn. It is timeless, like Meat said, but are you having to fight with them as it relates to actually giving up and saying, okay, I don't know what I thought I knew, and let me shut my mouth and open up my mind?
A little bit. We know it's not all, they do have their own sort of sense of artistic expression. And so sometimes it never has ever gotten disrespectful, though, ever. It's never, it might be just a disagreement, perhaps about what should have happened or whatever, but at the end of the day, everybody who I work with, they defer to me, and that's a blessing in itself. Like, they like, I don't, like what we say about God, which is even when we can't trace them, we can trust them. And so at the end of the day, they trust me, and we haven't had too many blowouts. It's been pretty good.
Well, listening to the song Brooklyn, who is the young lady again?
Paula Shanice. Her name is Paula Shanice. Yeah.
Has she gone on to do her own project?
We met her in 2012.
Okay. Has she gone on to do her own project?
We're starting work on that right now. Immediately following when we finish up the EP, she's going to start. We're going to start working on her project as well, and her stuff is like killing, like amazing. I mean, because we didn't get a chance to do any ballads and stuff like that. So she has like some big ballads that's going to put you in the mind of like Sam Smith and stuff like that. So it's like really good stuff.
I actually heard a little Lauryn Hill-esque.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Shout out and congratulations for taking the young folks off the streets and giving them something
to work for, to be proud of. You know, a lot of our
Absolutely.
kids, especially black kids, they don't have, you know, if it ain't sports or education per se, getting a degree, a lot of them don't have anything that speaks to their heart, that speaks to their true interest. Especially for the black man. When I listened to the one song with them just playing the horns, the horn section music, it was awesome, and I heard history. You know, I really lived for that. I heard some Miles Davis type stuff and the whole. What about?
Yeah, we wanted to do a tribute. We wanted to do a tribute. We did that tribute for Black History Month. And online, you can see the video. We do like a whole video montage of black leaders and black musicians. It's like Aretha Franklin in there, and Miles Davis and Louis Armstrong are all in this video. And it goes from slavery. The video starts with black people picking cotton in the fields, and goes all the way by the time it gets to the end to the inauguration of Barack Obama. So it's like
now I like that.
Video. And something, you know what? And speaking about that, that makes this whole thing timeless because I got a 93-year-old grandmother. When Obama was inducted, she cried because she never thought she would see a black.
She would ever
president.
see it. Absolutely.
With that being said, and covering the things that you're covering, with you, how is your pride level as it relates to the work that you're doing?
Oh, good question.
Oh man, I'm peacock proud. I can't be more proud, man. It's like to see something that was just like a dream, just a concept, and then to see it, to see it come to fruition. One of the rappers in the Seal Breakers, Taji Fontaine, is actually my son.
Oh, okay.
And I never wanted him to get involved with rap music. I thought like that was something that I didn't want him. I'm like, man, you need to go to school, you need to get your degree. But he's a phenom of a rapper. And I was, and everybody's telling me, boy, man, let that boy rap. He got it honest. He got it honest. He got it from you. So you can't deny him his opportunity. Yesterday, he did his first interview at a radio station in Connecticut in New Haven, 94.3. He did it, and I'm just watching him. And, it took everything I had in me not to, like, cry, man. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, this is full circle. It's like being, this is just wonderful, man. I'm extremely proud. I'm excited about what God is doing in the life of the band and in their individual lives, and seeing that they're able to fulfill their dreams like this. It's amazing.
Now, one last question. Doing what you're doing and being the Seal Breakers, how many of your children have come to Christ as a result?
All of them. All of them. Not by force either. I mean, it's been a hard boat to row. Now, I mean, over the years, I've been to court with some of my guys. I've been to court, and thank God I've been to college, introductions and orientations with them. So it ain't always been easy, but it's been worth it. One of the stories that I was talking about with somebody the other day was one of my young guys, because I was very strict with them about rehearsal, and they had to be at rehearsal, and they had to be there, they had to be prepared, and they had to be on time. And one of my young boys, he just dreaded coming to rehearsal. He was going to hang out with his friends one day, and rather than go with his friends, he was like, man, I don't want to hear Mr. Williams' mouth. Let me just go ahead to the rehearsal. He came, and we were in rehearsal. When we got out, we heard that his friend that he was with a little earlier that day, who he was supposed to be with, was murdered.
Oh, wow.
And so he told me he was crying, and, I was consoling him, and he said, I should have been there. I should have been there. I said, no, you shouldn't have been there. You was where you were supposed to be, because God has a plan for your life. And I know you love your friend, but for you to be cut down in the street, your parents didn't do what they did for you, and I didn't invest what I've invested in you, with the love and the time and the care and concern. For you to be cut down in the street like somebody that don't got nobody, You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That wasn't meant for you. Yeah.
Exactly.
You see,
It hasn't been easy, but it's been worth it.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Well, thanks, darling. Keep your ears on for me. Now, here is what I want to know from you, Mr. Williams, because one of the things I always ask of entertainers, this business is known for sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Okay? How is it that you maintain the decorum of the band, and how is it that you are able to exemplify, integrity and dignity with everyone, because you can't control them, because they're going to do whatever they're going to do. At the same time, the band now is a brand and has a reputation. So how is it that you govern that?
Staying on top of them and letting them know that what we do and what we say is important, and that it reflects our it's more than just about our music. It's about our image. It's about how we look. It's about how people perceive what it is that we do. People tell lies on people. You can't do nothing about that, but you can be responsible for what you do that you know you've done. It's not that we don't make mistakes, but I mean, as much as we can, we want to reflect that professionalism. We want to perfect a life of spirituality and thought and reflection. Like, even when we do things that we know like we shouldn't do, we don't want to ever get so far away from God that we can't hear His voice. You know what I'm saying? And that when you lose where you went wrong, that's when you really going wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute.
And so
you're going to make me put that on Facebook.
When
you lose where you went wrong, that's when you really went wrong.
And so my own personal life, I've tried to exemplify a certain kind of decorum, and I've just always tried to be an example to them of someone who, was about education, was about music, was about spirituality and prayer, and all of those different things that shape our lives, and to hold on to that, hold on to it. It makes us who we are, and it separates us from the people who don't have a conscience, man. It's like, some things you got to hold on to what mama and grandmama and them taught you, man,
Well,
because those are the things that I found that really hold me together. I've been to school. I've studied theology. You know what I mean? I went to Princeton and studied theology. I learned about Karl Barth and Brunner and all of these German theologians and stuff like that. And you know what I think of more about Meech than Barth or Brunner? What my grandmama said to me and what my mama said to me. The Lord will make a way out of no way. You know what I'm saying? I lean on that more than I do anything else. So, and that's about that's back to our history and our culture and what makes us who we are. So, just trying to keep that.
Dig that.
Yeah.
Now let's go into this, because you're coming up on, making sure that the EP is together and carrying on. How is it that you're looking at the industry now? Because with everything being so independent, my girl's over there at DYG Management, Celicia Thompson, that's Selena Johnson's sister and manager. They say she coins the phrase that indie is the new major. Okay.
Yes, I've seen that. People have taken that up as a mantra among independent artists. I've seen that, yeah.
And so how is it that, you're governing yourselves and then teaching that also with the band? Because the record industry is not what it was. They're more so distributorships now versus whole labels,
exactly.
and all of that. So how is it that you're managing that in this day and age of technology? Everything could get stolen. The piracy of music is absolutely ridiculous. So the money that we used to make back in the day, honey, is nowhere near what we can't see those kinds of dollars now because of what technology has done. So again, talk about that business. How is it that you impart that knowledge to these new babies?
To try to explain to them as much as you can that the way to really break through is to do music that's memorable. I don't know how many songs were submitted to the Barclays Center for, you know, a song to be played in there. But, you know, I was taught by my father, if you build a better mousetrap, the world will make a beaten path to your door. And so if you really perfect your art and give your best and do your best and do something that people will see as being different and memorable, because this is what really, and that works both ways in the industry now. That has produced great artists, and then in the new reality TV world, people's idea of being memorable is to do something that's so ridiculous that it gets you 100,000 followers on Twitter.
Right.
So it's more than that. But it is about being memorable and having your art be such that people want to hear more of it. You know, and that's all you can really do, and try to surround yourself with people who are good. I've been blessed to connect with people like Angelo Ellerby, who are like, you know, we share a lot of the same sort of philosophies and stuff like that. He's old school, you know, in terms of artist development and preparation. And so surrounding yourself with a good team helps a lot too, you know. Even though it's independent, it's good and bad. The good thing is that you don't have somebody telling you what you can and you cannot make. Because if we were on a major label right now, a major label probably would be saying, well, you know, you should be saying this, and maybe you're trying to make it a little too clean, and maybe you should dirty it up a little bit. And, you know, I'm like, well, that's not the way God gave it to me. You know what I mean? We try to produce this art the way we hear it, the way we see it, and the way we feel it. And so that gives us some autonomy in terms of what we're able to do in the content that we produce. So I do appreciate that. I do wish that the bigger labels, though, would sort of not try to copy the last successful artists, and to, you know, try to connect with artists who are on the rise and have something new to offer.
Right.
That's the bad thing about the industry now. Because everybody is so tight with the money in a way that they weren't in the past, they almost want a sure thing. And the way they try to get a sure thing now is to get something that's exactly like the last person.
Right.
If I
see one more Beyonce Doolittle, okay.
Right.
And carry it on.
Like,
you know,
man, but what about the new, you know, we would have never known who someone like Lauryn Hill, we would have never known who she was if somebody didn't give her a chance, or Erykah Badu, or somebody who's slightly off the beaten path. But, you know, they have that something extra special. These A&Rs are trying to keep their job, so they don't want to take a chance anymore. They want something a little bit more guaranteed. But when it's good art, there are no guarantees, and you have to have, it takes a degree of faith to be even a good A&R, a good music person, because you don't know what the people want to like.
A quote: when it's good art, there are no guarantees. That's sickening. Oh, that is sickening right there. Okay, when it's good art, there are no guarantees. It can't be, because good art is subjective anyway.
That's right.
So, you know, it's going to hit everybody very differently, very, very differently. Okay. Oh my goodness. That. Oh, you don't even know what you just did for me right there. That's the footnote right there. Okay. Oh, let me go back here. Okay, going back to the EP. What can we expect to come on the EP? What are we looking at? What are we looking for the Seal Breakers to do? What do you have what do you have planned? You know, what are the breakouts? Are you going to B. Slade, Tone, he says he's an octopus, so, you know, he's always branching out and carrying on. What can we expect from this particular camp?
Yeah, well, our EP is a lot like that too. Like, Life as We Know It, the concept was to try to address these different musical genres that influence and impact all of us now. And so, you know, we have Brooklyn, which is sort of almost a neo-soul jazz type of feel. And then we have a song called Arave, which is like a throwback, almost kind of feel, almost a sort of a homage to the disco era. And then we have like Ready for War, which is like more like a trap turn-up oriented sort of track. So we wanted to make the music diverse and just have it be about like all the different music that influence us now. Baby You're a Star is more sort of pop oriented, and really it's like the best way to probably hear this EP is going to probably be able to hear it all together, because then I think it'll help people to understand like what it is what it was that we were trying to shoot for.
Okay. Well, here, wait a minute. I'm going to agree to do this because this song here just gets me. Is it possible? Take a listen.
Yes.
Insecurity tripping. I'm convincing myself that I never show. No emotional women, such thing as the perfect ending. I never know. Afraid that if I fall for you, give my all to you, I might fight down, vow on the altar you. The shed it, tear it too, I come off and talk to you. It seems like every girl say she loves me not. I got flower in my palm, say she loves me not. Got froze in my ear saying, watch who you wife, dog. And she don't love you, she just wants you for the life, dog. I wouldn't get it if I got it to give. Love and happiness will reach, hard to grab it and live. Wearing feelings on my sleeve, too tall just to rap. I'm feeling made to feel this pain, all time is like I never thought that I would find somebody like you in my life. Listen to these words from my mouth. Oh, my heart has been torn. Yeah, I feel so true. I know that changing, yeah, changing,
Is it possible? That's the name of the question. Okay. Is it possible? Come on now. And see, for that's especially of a very old school boy groups. You know, I feel that flavor in there. You know, the new additions and the Boys to Men's and carried on. You know, you got that kind of flavor there. You know, with that. And I'm like, okay, we got the rap come up in there. You know, it's fresh, it's clean. You know, he's saying something that has a point. You know, he got enough hardness in him to where he got his street cred, you know, without being cred. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That was important. That was important for him. He wanted to make sure that he kept his street cred intact. You know, and he wasn't always sure that he had it, but we shot the video last week. And the guy that shot our video, Money Mark Buddington, he's with VH1 with Love and Hip Hop. But he does those smack videos that are like the battle rap competitions. So some of his colleagues that are like the rappers, hardcore rap guys, right? That's with Smack. They came to the set of the video shoot, and so they were telling Taji, who's the rapper on there, like they really love it. And these are hardcore rap guys. So when he heard them say that, he was like, all right, now I know I'm straight. You know? Okay. He wanted to make sure he kept his street cred intact.
Well, that's always important for those who are into that particular that genre of it. And I will say this, because, see, this is something that I can listen to, because I'm not, well, you know, I'm of a certain age. So, honey, when I say rap, I'm old school rap. When I'm talking Rakim and, you know, when it was fun. You know, Run DMC, you know, early LL Cool J, you know, Will Smith and the Fresh Prince, and, you know, I'm those children, you know. I got out of the game, honey, when it became gangster and NWA, you know, when Cube and all of them came on the scene. I couldn't do it no more. I was like, oh, no, I can't do this, honey. I really can't. You know, it was too much for me. Huh? You know, it was a clutch my pearls moment, honey. I was like, ooh. No, I can't. You know. So.
Oh, man. Well, I'm glad we were able to do something that you can listen to, Meeks.
Exactly.
That was important to me.
That is what I love about this, and I'm looking forward to hearing more from the Seal Breakers. So tell everybody where they can find you, the group, what you know, and how to get in contact with you.
www.thesealbreakers.com. We're on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Look us up, you know, log on, let us know, you know, what you think about the music. We love to hear from you, hear your comments. The music is available on iTunes, Amazon, and wherever all the digital formats, wherever digital music is sold and streamed, Spotify, Tidal, Jay-Z's new company, all of those places, you can get it. Is It Possible is available, Brooklyn is available, and the rest of the EP will be available in mid-May. And so we're looking forward to hopefully coming to your city and performing, and we love for you guys to, you know, let us know where you're from so we can know where we should come as we start to make our plans for live performances.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I'm down here in the ATL, so that's already on the map. So
no, we got to do that.
ATL Definitely. Is already on the map. Now, I'm from Detroit, so that's Motown home, so that's going to be on the map.
Oh, man, you from the D? Wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's dope. That's dope, man.
Yeah, so automatically, you know, we already know that those two places are going to be okay. And this, that, and the third. So having said all that, final words, what would you say to those who are going to be indoctrinated by you and the Seal Breakers? What is it that would be your introductory phrase that will carry them on until we get to the project, the EP, and that's what's to come?
Introductory phrase, you know, I would say, you know, the words of the song, Is It Possible, is sort of, you know, prophetic. That's what it's been for us. When we started out on this journey musically, that was the question. Is it possible, for us to do the kind of music that we love, for us to really express our art? And, that question now is beginning to be answered, and God is just opening up more and more doors for us and letting us see, like, there is an appreciation for what we do. And so, and I'm sure, like, whatever your aspiration is, even your listeners, we all ask ourselves the question, am I good enough? Is my art good enough? Is my work good enough? Is it possible that I can do what it is that I want to do? And we believe that the answer is a resounding yes. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. And so we want to have that to be our essential message. We want to be seal breakers. And wherever we are, whatever facet of life that we're in, whether it's art, whether it's education, whether it's corporate, that we are all seal breakers. We come from people, we come from parents who showed us the way, that you're able to do whatever you put your mind to, and that we have to keep that tradition and that belief and that faith that we can accomplish anything. Marcus Garvey's "Up, you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will." We can do whatever we set our minds to, and so that's what we want to make our message be. We're all seal breakers. Not only this band, but each and every individual that believes and has that kind of faith. You're a seal breaker in wherever area or facet of life that you undertake.
And there you have it. Now, okay, that's a beautiful summary. Beautiful summary. Well. This has completely been a joy for me. Despite my little technical difficulties, this has been a complete and utter joy. But see, I'm a music lover, so anytime I hear good music, I get stupid anyway. Okay. I lose my mind and carry it on. So I would offer this, that when the EP is ready, honey, come on back. I would play the rest of it, all of it,
Definitely.
and we'll sit down here and we'll go from track 1 to 16, okay, in order.
Let's do it.
Okay. So we can tell this story, and folks will understand what it is. Because, see, and now I'm going to tell you, I'm a B-side girl. Okay, so any track on there that will, and I do that now because now that we're into singles and carrying on, like back in the day, I kind of like that a little bit. Back in the day when everybody was on the 45, honey, but then you had that B-side.
The B-side sometimes was better than the A-side.
And usually the B-side was always the tune, child.
That's right.
So I wait to hear this EP so I can say, okay, that's a B-side. That's a B-side right there. That's the one that needs to go further than what you think you're going to do with it. That's the one. That's right.
That's the one they be bumping in the club a lot of times.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, the one that say is unreleased. No, baby, it ain't unreleased. You just don't know about it, girl. Come on, baby.
Oh man, my wife will love you, Meech. I'm telling you, you have to make sure that I get a copy of this interview because my wife is going to love you, man. She's going to love you. Yes, yeah. Good stuff.
Well, it's going to be available. As a matter of fact, have Angelo. Angelo knows how to get it or whatever. But y'all get in contact with me. I'll make sure personally. As a matter of fact, you guys have a Facebook page. I'll make sure it's on your Facebook page and everything, so that folks can go right to it.
Please do that.
And
please do
all of that. So, child, please, yes, baby. I'm gonna put you into the family now, because see, you done said some things that have really got me going, and I love the fact that we got black men who teaching black kids. And I know that if it sounds racist to you, child, I'm sorry for those that may sound offensive to. But what you don't understand is that in our community, so many times we have people who will drop the ball. And it's one thing to have black women always doing it, because we always see black women. But it's another thing when we see a black man stand up and take claim on these kids, child. It's something that does my heart proud and good. And then you're doing something that has some kind of meaning and it has some integrity. And it's not all about, TNA. Oh, DTNA. How about that? Okay. So, so thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate you for having me, Meech. This has been a great, man. I've been doing a lot of these, And this is by far been my favorite. Yeah, thank you, man. It's been a real joy.
Thank you. Well, thank you. And then before my head get any bigger, let me let you go ahead on and get back to your day and to your wife. Tell her I'm not flirting with you, honey, because you're married. So it's all good. Okay, let me get you back to your day.
All right, man. Thank you, man. We'll be in contact.
Most definitely. Sure. And I promise you, when this EP is together, I'm telling you, if you got 67 tracks, we're gonna play all 1 through 67 in order, right here.
Man, I appreciate that. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
All right, now you have a wonderful day. Continue on your journey.
You too. Thank you.
All righty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, baby, now you done had it right here, baby. Right here, right now. Didn't I tell y'all we have some delicious tea to dunk your crumpets in, honey? Wasn't that fabulous? I enjoyed it. Okay, the music is sickening and carrying on, and we just had a wonderful time. And despite the technical difficulties that we've had, I do apologize again. We got through it. Praise the Lord. Okay? So with that, my darlings, please, again, the Seal Breakers, SEALBREAKERS. Seal Breakers, honey. Go check them out, okay? Go to their website and carry on. Follow them on all their media pages and things. And get into it, baby. Get into it, okay? Learn it and learn it well. Okay? Having said all that, my darlings, you may finish all of your crumpets because the tea has been dished and you've been dishing tea, darlings. With Big Meech. If you love me, tell a friend. If you hate me, honey, tell an enemy. But do know this. One way, shape, style, form, or fashion, this thing here that I'm doing will move forward. Join me next week where we will be talking with the author of the book Batty Boy. Yes, we will, honey. This is going to be spectacular. His name is Max Arthur Mantle. He's going to be with us next week and talk about this new book. Okay, Batty Boy. Okay, so this is going to be absolutely lovely, honey. If you don't know or are not familiar with that phrase, that there is what they call the LGBT children, honey, in the islands and carrying on. It's a derogatory term, but this book here is about one particular man from the islands who's coming of age and his struggle. And, darling, when I tell you this is going to be a wonderful read. Okay, I want you guys to join me. So come on in next week when we'll be talking with him. Remember, the week after next, honey, May 6th, we will be pulling the drawing to see which one of you guys are going to win this $200. Okay? So get your tickets. Go to www.dishingtea.com for more information on how you can get your tickets, or you can call 248-688-5178. or 404-914-5610. Yes, that will get your tickets, honey. So come on. No time for the pain, honey. Family ties are shattered and destroyed when fraternal twins Danielle and Eric confront one another on the issues of betrayal, infidelity, and HIV. What would you do if you found out that your fiancé of 7 years had been having a 5-year adulterous affair with your twin brother? Your twin brother finds out he's HIV positive. You find out that you're pregnant and HIV positive. Yeah. Okay, no time for the pain, honey. So with that, my darlings, have a wonderful, wonderful, happy, happy time, honey. Remember, child, we ain't got but 7 more days, honey, and April is gone. So with that in mind, honey, kisses, 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 and I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you for your time. We'll talk to you again real, real soon. Ciao.
We've got your Father's Day gift at Macy's Backstage. The brands and styles he loves at prices so low you never need a coupon, ever. With a huge assortment of gifts just $14.99 and under, you never know what you'll find, but you'll always find something. Shirts, shorts, suits, ties, shoes, watches, grooming gifts, barbecue gear, and great home trends. And when you find it, get it. It's here today, gone tomorrow, with new items arriving every week. We're all about great gifts for Dad. Visit Macy'sBackstage.com for locations.